Yeah. Oh my god, sound also not going. Alright. Now it should be. Seriously. Like, what's happening with me and this sound? Maybe a little bit softer. I don't know if I'm destroying your ears. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just really, really trying to understand all this. And I just saw that before the introduction also had no sound because apparently I forgot to toggle some settings. But then whoop, it popped up. It worked. And then, very smart of me, I started the stream without my sound. So an applause for myself. I just had a very long day of teaching, and I think half of my brain is gone. So you will have to forgive me for some things. So let's see who's in the chat today. Dario is here. Oh my god, the guy who only trains his pinky finger. Now in the chat they will know you for the pinky finger guy. Miguel is here. Nice. Hola, Miguel. Robert. Miguel is from Catalonia, so from where I come from. So it's very funny that we have to speak English with each other. But it's alright. Robert is here. Tom, how disturbs my slumber. Oops, I'm in practice lesson. Yeah. You're practicing. I see. Can you start earlier next time? I was teaching, so it was impossible for me to start earlier. I'm sorry. I'll just, these streams will not have a schedule. I just can't stick to a schedule. I'm just trying to be with you guys here in my, let's say, free time, practice time, and try to share a little bit of ins and outs because I really have no more hours in the day. And well, that's why I was not practicing. I was not putting up videos in YouTube because I'm a little bit overboard with over the top with work. So I thought maybe live streams is a nice chill idea. I mean, yesterday we stayed 4 hours. I think today will not be that long. I hope. I don't know. Well, I don't hope or I unhope. I just will be what it is, really. The thing is, like, when I'm here with you guys, it's like, then I get in the mood and practicing and I just can go on and on. So why not? Let me actually double check, guys, if you can hear me, because maybe I've been speaking 3 minutes alone and that would be very funny. I can hear you, Merce. Oh, you can hear me now, right? Nice to see you. You guys tell me if you can sound okay. Okay, perfect. So let's see who else is here. Max Mood. Is there sound? No, sorry, there was no sound. I messed up. James Woolley, never seen you here. Welcome to the chat. Angel Lesov, nice, welcome. Massimo Mano, sounds Italian. Are you Italian? You sound like. Let's see. All right, so you also guys can see yourself on the screen. Cool. I fixed those things of the other side here. Now the subscriber appears properly, so you have the last subscriber in the channel, and the super chat and all those things work. And the good news that yesterday they were not yet good news is that now you can become a member of the channel. And if you do, you will also be able to participate in the workshops that we do with patrons. Let's say that on my website, there's it's not from Patron, the famous patron.org, I think, but there is, let's say, a Patron system within my website, and where you can inscribe and you can have access to all the member area and all the, let's say, behind the scenes that we do. And we do regular workshops to get you guys like a smooth, let's say, good technique so that you can practice whichever pieces you're practicing with better results. We do that every second week. So if you guys join as a member in the channel, in the YouTube channel, or if you prefer to have access to the forum and, let's say, all the chit chat and articles that we have, let's say, in our private circle, then feel free to head to my website and join as patron is exactly, let's say, the same. And I will be very happy to welcome you in there. And because believe it or not, even though I was very much off this summer, we were doing a lot of stuff. And student concerts are coming up. So students who are listening to me, you guys, you better be practicing right now because you will have to play eventually in 1 or 2 months max. So you'll have to go into practice really strong. Let's see, guys. Let me read you here. Q8 Ubermensch. She hits every note smoothly. Yeah, I wish I hit every note smoothly, really. When you practice a lot, then maybe eventually you get it. But there's a lot of not smooth that happens before. Daniel Romero. Hola, Merce. Aquí Daniel de Argentina. Saludos. Greets to Argentina. Our dear friends from Argentina. Nice. Handle with Care is back. You're back with us. Welcome back. Good evening, Merce. Back for more. Too good to be true. Thank you for doing this. I'm happy. I mean, as long as you guys enjoy it, as long as you can, guys, support this project, I'll try to be here for you. James Woolley confirms that you can hear me. Wonderful. Otherwise, I've been I don't know, 10 minutes already speaking for nothing. Okay, perfect. So the audio sound is great. Angel Lesov says maybe it will be fun if you make free live lessons. He says he's from Bulgaria. Greets to Bulgaria. Yeah, I mean, the idea is nice, but let's say for me, the lesson is the privacy of the student, and not everybody likes to be live, not everybody likes to be in front of a camera and just expose all your things and all your mistakes and everything. I'm just, I guess, a bit weird, and that's what it is. So I think, and also because the lesson is a place where we work and I need the student to feel comfortable, that's really not a priority of mine. That's how to say, I prefer that the student is focused in its thing and not worrying about the live chat or what they will think of him or her, and if he plays mistakes or not, and be freaking out for the lesson. I would need them to be receptive, I need them to be focused, and I need them to take everything we work as, as good as he or she can. And, this live thing, I mean, I know you would maybe guys enjoy it, but I think it's better for them that I don't. It's their time. It's really their time. It's not my time. So Vinay Kemani says, myself, thank you for your content. Self-taught guitarist from India. Wonderful. I have a student from India as well. Wonderful. So yeah, I mean, my way to help you guys is from the free, YouTube videos. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. So just glad that you enjoy it. Newbur from UK. Nice, UK. Peter Karachenko. Hola, Merce. Greetings. You don't sound from UK. You don't sound Karachenko. Nice. One moment. Let me actually share here on Instagram that we are live, because I kind of ignored to put anything at all. So 1 second here. We are live again. And I'll share here the link, which I put, I don't know where I put it. Anyways, did you guys practice already today? Because I did not yet. And so we will have to do some good work. Okay, the link of the stream is over here. And I'll paste it over there. Okay, I think that should be the right link. I'm not even minding to check, because why not? I mean, just seems, I like improvisation lately. All right. So, there we go. I'm just not into making a fancy story. That's it. Okay. Toecase. This strange username was, I think was a student of mine. If I'm not mistaken, say yes in the chat. And I think I know who you are. Jane P. Shell, good morning from tropical countries, borders of Malaysia. Oh, nice, lucky you. Nice, lucky you. I wish I could visit Malaysia sometime. From Wolf, Mikael. The piece, so Mikael is asking the piece that was sounding in the very beginning of the stream, it was from Konstantin Vasiliev. No, the very first piece on the stream. I think I just set a bunch of the last solo recordings that I made, and they were probably the Catalan songs, and before that was Quarantine by Andrew Shields. Really nice, very nice piece that he composed for during all the pandemic when it started. So it was brings very nice memories and beautiful music from him. And yeah, Tuan, I knew it was you. Jean Lopez, how are you? I'm fine. A little bit, let's say, I needed just a bit of time to chill for a moment after all the teaching. And says, can you upload this session? Yeah, also yesterday's 4-hour stream. Good luck with that. It's in the channel, I believe. Let me check. It should show. It's public in the channel. 1 second. I'll just confirm to you. But I said it. It was it's supposed to be in public. 1 moment. Yeah. So if you just go into my YouTube channel in the homepage, and there are different playlists. If you just scroll down, after popular uploads, you will have the live stream, let's say, new series. And we can call it maybe a series. Well, it's just the second time we do that. So maybe it's a little bit premature to call it series. But you can find the replays in there. And you can also find the access to the upcoming streams there, because it's like I made it as a playlist, so you can do that if you like. You can save the playlist, you can do whatever you want with this playlist. Fernando Costabel, you're back here, welcome back. Jack Wales, I may need a cup of tea. Haha, you may need many cups of tea if that goes for 4 hours. No, guys, so today, which piece we will practice tonight? Well, you tell me, guys, which piece you will practice tonight. Probably I will be continuing with my work of Bach. And I'm thinking we can do a little bit like shorter batches of time. You can see, I always pointed in the wrong direction, in here. We can make 15 minutes and then 5 minutes break, 15 minutes, 5 minutes break, so on and so forth. All right. So I'm just making my nails because like yesterday they were like so long and I was too lazy to make them, but I felt a bit uncomfortable. So I just fixed them a little bit. And I'm hoping they sound okay. You know, it comes to a point that you don't need to make your nails with the guitar, but sometimes you get funny surprises and it just sounds horrible. So let's see which mess I have done today. Actually, I will have to change chair. I just wanna... Oh, it's pretty smooth actually. Not too bad. Thanasis is back here with us as well. Nice, welcome back. Jack Will says a fugue of 998. Yes, I'm just working a little bit throughout the 998. I think the prelude is the most accessible, really. So yeah, the fugue and the allegro. The allegro is the freshest one that I have right now. I just took it like 6 sessions ago now. And the fugue is just a long process, a really long process. So, all right. Yeah, for those who, I don't know, yesterday we had pianists in the chat and stuff, like those who do not know, like it is normal for classical guitar player to use all these things and filing nails and everything, okay? If you play electric guitar, you will not be into all this, but I need to have like good nails because I tend to wear out very much the strings, the treble strings. Look, let me see if I can share here. Yeah, when you pass in here, sometimes it gets really raspy because just from playing, I just really destroy the strings. So I need to make my nails like very, very, very polished and, I have to say, fine, so that this happens as less as possible. And all right, we have quite some people here. Tom says, you mentioned in the last stream that you wouldn't practice scales just to play them. Can you give us an example Can you give us an example of that with what you practice with them? Is that there's so many applications with the scales. For instance, look, today I was working in the morning with a student that we are doing scales. And the focus that we are having, for instance, with scales is to relax his hand, to be, let's say, less claw position, a little bit more chill, a little bit more, let's say, natural, so that there is more relaxation and thus in the future more stretch and better control. So what we are practicing, for instance, are scales in certain articulations, so that are not legato heavy, so rather staccato and this kind of and variations like that, so that he can get to relax the hand. And naturally, if you we have a notification, super chat, clases de guitarra gave thank you, Rafael Elizondo. My god, I was not used to that to the alerts and it's just like, what's happening? Wow, thank you, Rafael. Thank you very much. You're so kind. Shout out to him. Oh, by the way, definitely check his channel. If the who was from Argentina in here? Wait, I forgot. Let me scroll up here. My Argentinian friend here, Daniel. Visita el canal de Rafa. So check in his channel if you speak or understand Spanish. He also like posts so many videos and super useful. So shout out to my fellow guitar player and dear friend. Okay, so what I was saying, so yeah, with the guitar, so we were working, for instance, on easing out this kind of, playing and just playing a bit more relaxed. So we used just, I don't know, like variations of short articulation. Sorry, I told you my brain after teaching is like kind of drained a little bit. So and I can see, my god, he progressed so much, so much, and that influences highly on the way that he plays pieces, because he's so much more able to move freely and to connect notes. So to give you a practical example, it's hard because you would need to see the progress of a particular person, but yeah, this is a kind of ideas. And for instance, when once I was playing, I remember some chamber music, and there was some Giuliani, and Giuliani, is full of scales in thirds and all this kind of crazy nuts thing. And so I just practiced scales in thirds just to get these changes much better. And because when you practice only one scale, there's only that, you do get better with only that. So yeah, that's what I would do somehow. If you, for instance, let me think of examples. I don't know. In pieces, it happens all the time that you have an arpeggio and then the piece starts. So the melody starts on top. So yeah, practice arpeggiated scales. I don't know, it's like a million applications. But don't worry, I can torture you one day with all those things, Tom. No problem. We will get there. And Vinay says, Merce, without the video edit, so nice to connect with you live. Thank you. Yes. True. It's a strange thing, right? I mean, I guess as a classical musician, I kind of, how would I put it in that makes sense? Like, we work so much to practice something to make it as good as we possibly can, to aiming to this kind of, perfection that we aim at, whatever. And And then to make live videos like these, unfiltered and all this stuttering and mistakes and stuff, it's just such a different thing, really. But I guess that's a nice thing of the streams. It's not about compressing everything in time, like in the YouTubes, for instance. Sometimes I'm recording and I say the explanation for something and I'm like, maybe I could say that more efficient, more, better formulated so it comes across better and more clearly with less time. And there's always this making it better, and live stream, I don't know, like I told you, I just finished teaching and I just joined and the audio was not even working yet. It's like, whatever it is, really, whatever it is. So, Uniquely Extra says, "Hi Merce, so nice to see you live. This is Gary from Maryland." Oh, nice, Gary. Nice to see you here. And your YouTube videos are great. I love them. Yeah. When I have time, I'll just get back to it for sure. Maybe now we will have some time with streams, because still working on some projects that are keeping me very, very busy, and I just don't have the time to record and finish some scripts. And I have like over 90 videos like in the making, and ideas and things that I'm writing. Like, you can't imagine like how many things that cross my mind and things that I want to bring in the channel. But right now I just don't, I need to finish for some things and then I can go to it. So if you subscribe to the channel, you will get notified when those things happen. And of course, put the bell, because right now, even if you subscribe, like, YouTube doesn't notify unless you click the bell. J&P Shell says, "No worries, you're doing well as you are. Thank you." Yeah, sometimes, like, I'll be honest, sometimes it's a bit overwhelming to do everything, to do all the social, to do all the things, and it's really, in a way, like, nowadays we are so connected and it's so great and so many things are, in our reach, and that I love. On the other hand, there are also so many things that you need to do to have all this working, and it's a lot of it takes time, really. So, but anyways, slowly getting the hang of it, and we'll be back. Let's check for scratchiness. All right, more or less. And I need to change the chair because this rolling chair maybe is not good for practicing. So I hope you guys get the guitars, and we will do 15 minutes. I think you can make 15 minutes of focus practice, and you will aim for some warm-up if you are not warm-up yet. And let me change this chair. And then you will find one thing on your pieces that you need to fix, and you will work on that for these 15 minutes. So get ready and get the guitar and tune, please. All right. So I know many of you will be here to chill, to relax. Well, you can do that also, but mostly here we are in a work environment, not in a practice environment, musical community to help each other. And then if you have issues with something that you're practicing, then you can write it in the chat. Then you can let me know, and I can try to help. So you can try to be as descriptive as you possibly can in this chat, so I can help you out. Barbecue sauce, you are here. Yes, welcome. Oh, wait, 1 second. I see here that the things in the overlay, they are kind of overlaying top of each other. So one little tiny moment, please. We will do this. One moment. And just I need this and I need that. And then 1 moment. I'm just fixing one thing of the overlay on top of this bar, because Rafa has such a long username that is kind of crashing with the other label. and I want his name nicely and visible. Invisible, not nice and visible for everybody to see, so that you can guys head to his channel and check him out as well. Okay, so now in a bit it should update. Yes, a little bit better, I would say, right? Okay. Well, as I told you, I start with slurs. Let's see what you guys saying. Max Josephson says, I was wondering, did you play Sabor a Me? No, I didn't play that song. Sorry. I play like 100% of classical guitar repertoire. Before I used to play some songs and stuff. I mean, I also started with just figuring out chords, tabs. I think yesterday we were talking about that. And so, you know, I just took like songs of whichever thing I liked and tried to figure it out. But since I started playing classical guitar, my focus went really into it, like only classical guitar. For a while I was still like playing a little bit, like, I don't know, like the electric guitar with some, trying to make some stiff by, you know, things, and like For the Love of God and all these kind of things. I found like this type of electric guitar like fascinating back then. Well, I mean, I still find it fascinating. But then when I started to take serious classical guitar, then my teacher back then, he kind of saw that when I was playing there were lots of little buzzes and imperfections and little mistakes that were most of them due to not applying enough strength, even though like I'm always on the safe side with the pressure and I try to always be borderline with tension, buzzing, so right above. And but back then, of course, my hand was not really like so developed really, and so I didn't have enough strength to sometimes get the grip of some things. But the things that I should be playing comfortably, I was also buzzing and having these imperfections because I was used to electric guitar that it's a lot softer. I mean, it's smaller, it's thinner, the fretboard, and you put if you have the experience, you have a nylon string at home, nylon guitar string, and then you take the electric guitar, you can probably feel that the pressure you need to get the electric guitar sound is so less. And also the fact that the volume of the electric guitar, you can use the pedals and stuff, and it's in a very different dimension, the dynamic work that we need to do on the classical guitar than electric. So in classical guitar you need to go forte and work on your phrasing. Then he could really feel that. And so eventually, like, he told me, like, did I play electric guitar or something? I was like, yeah, somehow I still do, like, why is it wrong? And he said, like, you will have to do something. You will have to choose. He told me, like, yeah, you'll have to choose between this or that. And I was like, but why? And then he explained it to me. And even though I really enjoyed playing electric guitar, I got the point, and it's not like he convinced me, because for me, I really wanted to know music. I wanted to be a musician and understand music and perform music. And I preferred more the classical guitar way. Let's say the classical music, for some reason. I don't know, I feel more attracted to it. It speaks more to me. And eventually then I really stopped playing electric guitar so that I could get the right feel and the right grip, on the fretboard for what I was working. Otherwise, playing one thing and then the other and then one thing and then the other, it seemed like my hand was not really understanding what was the sweet spot of technique, So yeah, That was a story which I don't even remember how we started. Ah, yeah, because he asked about the song. So Vinay says, I was just practicing and usually I have my phone on airplane mode, but today unfortunately I wasn't on airplane. Fortunately, I read already, unfortunately, and stumbled upon your live notifications. Lucky me. So yeah, you can expect Vinay more live streams of this kind next weeks. And so we can stay in touch. Uniquely Extra says, is that the warm-up you are doing right now with the strings muted? Yes. I'm trying to move my fingers. I think that's a very, how to say, that's what I do always. Like sometimes I put some YouTube videos or something and I just warm up. I need my fingers to move. So you should not start practicing without warming up, really, guys. You can injure yourself. Sometimes even if you play like so-called easy repertoire, you can also injure yourself with that, with one wrong movement, and then you start to get pain in your articulation. So just do whatever you're practicing, or just, let's say, whatever exercises you're practicing, but do something that is controlled. Unique Lecture says, is it better to go from steel strings to nylon or nylon to steel? I am using steel right now. Well, it depends. Look, like, for instance, from electric guitar to classical guitar, so I think it's easier to go from electric to classical. No, wait, sorry. How can I say? No, it's harder to go from electric to classical for one hand, and more difficult for the other. At least I'm speaking here my experience, and everybody has their own aptitude and their own skills, and with what they feel more comfortable and less comfortable. So, for instance, I think that electric guitar is a lot easier in here. And classical guitar is a bit heavier, is wider, you need more pressure, and also we use a lot more complex movements most of the time, also because the type of things that you play in electric are either chords or soloing. Sometimes I've seen more complex things, but rarely polyphonic type of work, so it's easier. And then with plectrum there are lots of things to work with the plectrum, really, so with a pick. But it is, in a way, one thing if you put together all the different techniques that you can use with the pick. But when people are asked to use, like, all the fingers of the right hand, except the pinky that he was practicing, then it's very new. It's really very new, this kind of control, so that can be very hard. So, well, actually, then I would say that it's easier to shift from classical to electric, because I think it's much easier for us to comprehend the pick system and to get a good grasp of it than the other way around. Yeah, I think so. And with steel strings, depends on the music you're playing, really. I would say steel strings, back in the day when I played like acoustic guitar, it's just pretty heavy type of guitar. So you might develop quite lots of strength, but you also might develop a more stiff type of hand if you play lots of songs with chords. So then it might get easier for you, much easier to go to electric guitar if you play similar things. And to play classical guitar, then you would need probably to unlock many things and to kind of replan your technique, I think. So I don't know if that makes sense. That's just really my experience, and I've played electric, acoustic guitar, and classical guitar, and that's how I felt, moving from one to the other. Maybe some people here in the chat feel different, so feel free to share it here with us. Barbecue Sauce says, gain height hides a lot of flaws. Gain height, with electric guitar he means. That's true, like once Like I played some electric guitar in some school event, and I just literally like improvise over some Santana things and everything, and people just were like, wow, that's so good. And I feel like you can never do that so convincingly in classical guitar. It's just like, it just doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So yeah, it could be that one can hide lots of things on the distortion and effects and pedals. But on the other hand, when you hear like a very good electric guitar player, wow, it's it's very, very cool. Also, so uniquely extra says, I see that your first, second, and third fingers are hitting exactly on the frets at perfect position. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the kind of work that one does. Routine, Good technique doesn't come overnight. So, and even let's say now as I'm doing, sometimes I feel like I get the string a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and you just, as I go, I get more precise. For instance, the first run I did, it was less accurate than the second run. Now my fingers start to be a little bit less unfrozen. So less frozen. You will have to deal with all my mistakes today because I'm slightly tired. Handle with Care says, sometimes I think my guitar hates me and tests me just to see my reaction. By the way, I've never been the person who gets mad when something doesn't work in the guitar. Like, I know people who, when something doesn't work, they get that frustrated they need to stop practicing. And even when I was little, I never understood that. Like, when it's difficult and challenging, that is where I find it the most exciting. I just want to play until I see that it starts to not be fantastic, but better, already better. I feel like, wow, let's continue. So anyways, he also says, by the way, I'm only intermediate player, no master, still drilling Capriccio Arabe. Nice. Capriccio Arabe is it's tricky in many things. We will get there in 5 to 6 years. You will get, I think in 5 to 6 years you will have achieved so much. Like, please just send me like a note in 6 year time, and we can party all your successes. But no, if you keep working, you'll certainly get it. Capriccio Arabe, fantastic piece though, very, very nice. Max Josephson, have nails on my right hand. I have nails on my right hand. Yeah, me too. Welcome to the club. Is this mirrored? No, that's the right direction. So no, my camera is not mirrored. So, oh my god, I just realized that my guitar is like all, let's say, it's not tidy up. It's like with all the strings. I left it since I put the strings on, and I was like, yeah, tomorrow I'll just cut them. And it's like this since a month. I never do that, but no concerts, no need for presentations. Uniquely extra, this warm-up that you are doing with your left hand, are you not just touching the strings? Are you pulling on the strings? Is it true? Yeah, if I'm not muting with my right hand, that's what you will hear. So I just muted because I don't know, I feel more the percussion, and I can feel in my other hand. Like, let's see if I can show you guys. 1 second, I need to change the camera here, which was this. Yes. So I feel it here, and I feel how the strings, let's say, see that they go in. So then I see how much I kind of how to say, I hammer with a hammer on. Just small things. Thanasis Cordalis says, estudio del ligado en la Agustín Barrios is good exercise for legato. Legato stands for musical legato, so the connection between notes. Ligado would be more slurs. So when you have this, then it's not the same legato that we talk musically. But if you mean if it's a good exercise for slurs, it's absolutely it is. So yeah, actually Agustin Barrios has many studies, like concert studies. Beautiful. I actually wanted to start some of these ones. Unique exercise. Is there any reason not cutting the strings after you string the guitar? No, pure laziness. Actually, well, I just leave the strings like this for a day. When I have to play then just for a few hours or overnight. And then I cut them off. But lately I have been trying to recycle like the strings a little bit longer. Even though like now they sound already very deaf, and so if I leave this like that, then I told you before that it's scratching here because of so much playing. So then I can undo this and I can turn the string and then I can set it back in place, and then I have voila, new feeling, not sounding, but feeling new type of string. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's not the most aesthetical thing to do anyways. Can we get to archive video of these live streams from the member area on your website? Actually, yes, I will put a direct link to the playlist so that patrons and students can get directly to these live streams. And I actually, because I've been just testing, I still have to make a kind of announcement of this. I'm really just testing out how all this thing works out. So, Juan Luis Chauran, that's equivalent of quarantine hairstyle for guitar. Exactly. Very, very, very right. Let me use a pillow. Okay. So, guys, let's practice a little. And time to work a little bit. Let's see, does this come through? I think that got lost, but we might get it back. Yes, we got the thing back. Okay. Because I'm not really sure I have that much time today, we will do some shorter sessions. So write in the chat what you're playing. Let's see if I know the pieces that you are playing. Hi Merce, married. Unique Lex, I noticed Merce that you hold the guitar at a very high angle. Yeah, if I hold it very flat, it goes really far and it's not good for my wrist actually. So the more and more I practice, the more I found like that this is my perfect angle. So I think everybody has a different sitting position, a different back, a different, let's say, shoulder wideness. How is it called? We are all different, so we need to adapt differently. I don't think there is a perfect position for everybody. You can tell by how many players have different positions and they play fantastically well. Bookshop, Merce, when do you change strings? By a regular time or just by feeling, and do you change all the strings at once? Usually I change all the strings at once because for concerts and recordings I like to have new strings. But right now I don't want to waste too many strings, so I try to hold them until it's unbearable, until they sound that bad that I get depressed by the sound quality of this, and then I do it. But I must say that I'm also generally very lazy to do that, so concert was a very good motivation, or events. And, well, I guess now recordings are. YouTube videos not really, because what I show is so short that it's really not worth it. So anyways, let's go practice. Put a timer in here. Let's do 15 minutes. So let's do that. Okay. You guys can go practice as well and do your things. I'll see you back in 15 minutes. Somebody is asking if I can make the thing bigger. No, I cannot make the thing bigger. It's just edited and already set. So I'll just be playing a little bit around to move my fingers with the prelude. You can guys hear me now, right? You can hear me? Well. Should write this fingering, otherwise one day I'll forget. Where was it? I lost you. I lost it. Oh no, it's touching the thing. Okay. How was it? it's time. Actually, if I put the no desktop audio, then maybe you will get bugged with all notifications, because there is a little bell when the time finishes. I don't know why I say finishes like this, but let's start the 4 minutes, the 5 minutes. And there is a little bell, but okay, we will go without bell for now. So yeah, I'm just like practice session change from time to time, and I feel like my hands need to be a little bit in place today. So I'm playing a little bit this prelude that I find very, very, very inspiring. And let's see, which questions are there in the chat? Peter Karchenko says, Mr. Peter says, Merce, do you analyze the music when you learn it? Yes, actually, like the first step, I'm trying, let's say, the more I have progressed during my studies time, and the more I have learned about music, the more I have started to practice a piece without the guitar, and put the fingerings without the guitar, which means understand what is possible, what not, understand, let's say, the articulation, the phrasing that it needs, and based on that, let me change camera, and based on that, then I write the fingerings, and then that I consider, let's say, the best for this for that particular piece or section, and then I try it on the guitar. And then eventually, like, on the instrument is where you see if it really works, or how this everything plays out. So yeah, analyzing the music, it's part of understanding what you're playing. So yeah, you should. Our Russian friend, which I cannot read the name, says, "Hi Merce, do you play electric guitar?" No, I don't play anything anymore. Like, I unlearned electric guitar, and I'm like super handicapped now on it. Max says he's working on the Romance. Nice. Great piece. I also played when I started. Great. So keep it up. Like, I know that all these bar sections are not easy. And they ask, is this a Chacona? No. This is the Bach from 998, the Prelude Fugue and Allegro. You play so good. Yeah, but that's just, you will hear lots of repetitions, lots of little mistakes. That's what practice is, right? That's the whole point of sharing that. Unique Extra says, Merce, if you played this piece in concert, would you have it all memorized, or would you use it? Would you use the sheet music? If memorized, how many hours you would need? Good question. Actually, I always play the concerts, let's say by heart, so by memory, like that's, and so I don't like to use the scores, also because, like, I feel like I need to follow the score, and by the point that you are ready for concert, like, you know it so well that the score, sometimes it has happened, like, it disturbs more than helps. So I prefer that if anything happens, I like to play the mistakes on my own without the sheet music. And how long it takes to memorize? Actually, for me, like, it's a little bit strange. Every person does works differently, but I don't need to spend time to memorize, because I don't know. Well, maybe if I stream here with the sound while practice and everything, you will see that I repeat sections, like, I mean, I guess like everybody, really. I don't know. Look, I just do my thing, and then you can see. But so I just practice in a way to understand really, and being very conscious of what I'm doing, that by the time, like, I play this passage right, I already know it. So I don't actually need to memorize. Then what I would do is to kind of concert trial things, or just to pass the whole program and things like that, just to see where there might be a connection flaw, or something, like a mistake, or some place where my memory can fail. But I used, like, if you have seen my last video of YouTube, like how I memorize music, visualization, being able to play the entire piece in your mind, visualizing it, for me it's very powerful. It really works, and it really helps. So when I can pass exactly what my fingers are doing on every given second in my brain, I know it. So then I'm not so worried. I wonder if Bach and Sokol and how many others had the time to use the restroom. They were held at gunpoint. Either finish this sonata or you're fired permanently. Yeah, that's funny. Who knows? I don't know. Were they? I mean, I don't think they were like under gunpoint, but man, like people like Bach, they compose so much, and with all these kids around, I don't know how he did it. I don't really know how he did that. Anyways, 20 seconds and we start the next practice session, and 15 minutes more, and we will just continue our way, and I'll just keep reading you and then we answer more questions. All right, so it says nearby says, I am a musician from India and I'm planning to buy a semi-classical guitar under 300. I'm very confused. Can you please suggest me any good semi-classical guitar under 300? I think Alhambra. I always go to this kind of brands that are very trustable, like Alhambra and stuff, like long time there, and you always kind of buy good guitars. Then I don't know. I was more familiar with guitar makers back in Spain, like that they were more local, that they made like students guitar, like about 300 and stuff. I should update myself with that because I've been off the market for these guitars. You might. I think I made a list, if I'm not confused, in my video of things to take, into consideration when buying a guitar. You can check there. But otherwise, check, for instance, All Guitars. I think it's from Sikas or something. And they have a very nice website. And there you can filter by price. And they sell always great guitars. So I think you can't go wrong. And if anything, you shoot them an email. And I think they know a lot better. All right. So let's go back to practice. See you in 15 minutes. Let's start the timer. Yes, it's starting. Today I'm better synchronized with this thing of the timing and everything. So let's go. There we have. You can see my right hand. My guitar might be going off tune, out of tune, quite a bit now, Because when I teach, there's always the students that have different tunings, and one in D, one in E, the other has like a piece with, it's always a bit messy, and then I'm left with a guitar that it's all sclerotic. So, okay, see you in 15 minutes. Let's take from... some turn that you need to go so careful. trying to get consistently the inner part. In timing and in dynamic. And where it releases. Until there. Yeah. And then the connecting bit. Here I could need to release the pressure but not the finger. Starting piano is always also sometimes a good way to unblock the hand, to make a bit, to go a bit smoother, and then build from there. And then these need to be connected, and the third has a massive jump. Yeah, so sorry. Also trying to find a nice connection for bar a bit higher. So tricky not to keep the hand block in there. And keep the flexibility. Okay. Just need so perfect little movements, little chain of movements. Yeah, that was clean enough. Just needs all these movements are up. Block. Need to get this bar always consistently to have the A and the bass. Actually, or I make all the bass with this side. Okay. 1 minute and a half only. Oh my god, oh my god. In a bit like this, the temptation to go on is big, but you need to focus on different parts. It worked, kind of worked. So, well, and I think, and that is time. So, let me go back to the other screen and let's start the timer. All right. Oh my god, let me see what I missed, you guys. So, where did I leave from? Okay, here, JNP Shell. I'm only a beginner, but is your guitar with spruce top? Cause it sound bright. Yeah, my guitar is spruce. Spruce, and also because I have zero filters or EQ or nothing in the microphone, and this microphone, I think it's behind the tablet thing in here. It's a kind of voice mic or something, and it makes it also a little bit brighter as well. But yeah, it's spruce. Greet from Toronto, nice. Love this city. Oh my god, Canada is one of the places I really want to visit. Really, really. I always liked it since little. Barbecue sauce is Google claims that the Google claims is Ilya Rudometkin. Oh, we finally maybe have a name for him. Finally, Hi Ilya. Finally, Ilya. I guess I'm pronouncing it. Okay, but hi. Can you suggest some studies for beginners? Sor, Giuliani, Barrios. Yeah, Sor is a fantastic composer to start. Just take the easiest opus, which is why it's so confusing with the opus. Maybe do I have them here? Sight reading. No, I don't have them here. I have a bit. Oh yeah, the start from the 144, if you like, from Soar. Let me see 1 second. Let me put this bigger. This is you can get this from Petrucci library. This Opus 144, and you said there are monodic studies, and then starts already with some bits of arpeggio and stuff. So he's a wonderful composer to start, really. Giuliani also is very different type of texture, you will see. So maybe combine them a little bit. Then I think Carcassi and Carulli, maybe they do have like early methods, but maybe the famous studies are a little bit more advanced. So yeah, I would probably start with some combination of Soar, and then also there are some methods that they have more modern composers and different arrangements. For instance, with a student I was working with a Polish method, and she was her own compositions. So there's a lot out there, and really there's a lot. And for instance, if you get to the Trinity books, I think they're online available, and you can get the repertoire list for the first level. Maybe that's a good guide where to start. So look for Trinity or ABSM exams. Those are the official exams, and you can see a list of kind of ideas of what you should know. What would you say about your guitar by Daniele Chiesa? Oh, I think I don't have time enough in 1 minute to say everything. Maybe in the next in the next break. How you practice for a day? Well, I try to practice. I don't know. I think my sweet spot is now maybe 4 hours focused. Sometimes I like to practice more. When I can practice more, oh my god, I feel like feet and stuff and things work a lot easier. When I can practice like an hour or two, like I seriously don't have the time to cover everything, and I always feel like like a bit bad and not really fit. So yeah, that would be my sweet spot. And Mikel Navarro says, how old were you when you started playing the guitar? I was not that young. I was so I didn't start when I was 7. I started when I was about 14, 15. But I took it really very seriously, and I was playing like the whole day. So I had friends that started when they were like 8, 7 and stuff. And by that time that I started with the guitar, they were like, I'm quitting. And they could play a beat, but not so much. I think motivation really makes a great deal. I've seen people starting as adults, and they can make really wonders if you're focused. Barbecue clarifies about the Russian language. Okay, good. Virtuoso Drew says, love this piece. I actually transcribed it myself from Julian Bream on video on YouTube. Awesome, really, really nice. All right, the timer is up. Tom says it's nice to see how you handle rough spots. It helps to take high of expectation for myself and to be more patient and less frustrated. I think you have a point there, Tom. I think it's some people, that maybe they don't have lessons, or even one thing that you have to play perfect from the beginning, and you may not play any mistake, and it couldn't be further from the truth. Really, it's all a process. So it's nice. I guess that's a good thing you can get from the streams. You're at the end of your day and you're still very patient. Yeah, as I said before, like I'm always patient with this about music. Mistakes like never made me freak out. Really, never. I don't know. Like I know I just want to play it and that's it, and I just go for it. So I don't know. I think if new pieces here. If you freak out for let's say while you're practicing and while you're progressing, I think you can get yourself really crazy. So a message out there, guys, be patient. You stay in the second position all the time. Well, I was practicing all this part all the time, so but it depends where Bach brings me. Great content, my pro. Please keep them coming. All of us are benefit from these videos. You're awesome. Thank you, Ednick, very much. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yvonne says, do you use one set of strings, or are you bass strings from one set and travel? Now actually I'm using Knobloch sets, and because I'm discovering them, I use the full set. But I used to make mixes, like the Cantiga basses, and then some carbon trebles, and then sometimes the third string nylon instead. Different kind of strings gave this different kind of sound, so yeah, sometimes I made a bit of weird mixes. But I would like that there would be like a perfect set that I could just always use, otherwise you mess up 3 sets of strings and you pick a little bit from everywhere, and that becomes expensive. So wow, this is my first time watching a pro practicing 110% focus for 15 minutes and self-talking. I'll try this subconscious training and without worrying about fingers moving elsewhere. Yes, always trying to be mindful when you practice, and when you see mistakes and things, try to go over them and understand why they happen, so you can fix them. Otherwise, mistakes remain there all the time. So all right, 1 second. I'll need to take this off because it's so hot. But I want to keep this family friendly, so I'm just gonna put the be right back for like a minute. No, for like some seconds, okay? So I am back. Okay, it was just getting really warm in here. So do you guys find useful that I kind of mention like the things like are going through my head, like of practicing, or why I'm repeating like endless times the same thing? I cannot maybe say everything out loud that goes through my head, but if it's helpful, I will try to give some context. So all right, so let's do the next session and start. Yes, let's do that. Okay, I'm kind of all the time I think how it's working out. So today it's a lot better than yesterday, I think. So, yep. Playing aside, how awesome the overlays are in the live video. Thank you. Thank you. You just made my day. Hi. You're very welcome, Ilya. I'm happy to help, and happy you enjoy the content. All right, back to work. We come dual in here, and let's take it. Let's finish that part. When you play slowly like that, it feels so much better, like so much lighter in speed. Now this part. It's always tricky, this in middle voice. I never I'm always like in between different articulations. One I wrote, because I wrote different articulations for the different voices, like different versions that they could fit to this passage, and I'm always like in between choices. To start here with a slur and not with that, and then without slur, and then slur, and without. Yeah, I think I'll go for it, and I might be deleting the other one. Let me delete it, otherwise I just keep procrastinating that. Well, it's everything but clear, but I'm hoping I will remember. That's one of the most uncomfortable passages for me of this prelude. And I need to be consistent with articulation. Wonderful, but let's face that. Okay, guys, this is one of these passages they always, like you want to just to avoid when you practice. Because this kind of stretch for my hand is like not very welcome. Oh, my screen is gonna switch off. Wonderful. 1 second. This timing thing. Okay. Why when I play back it just gets so hot? I feel like I'm making like 1,000 pull-ups with this. was in a better direction. Yes, kind of. I think it's I'm getting the point. To get to this second bar is like hello. Just needs a full reset. And I like this. It needs to be so nice and smooth. And the right hand makes a lot with those. Okay, let's work on the first bar transition. It's just that if I don't go to the very much detail in here, I feel it's always sloppy. And I hate sloppiness. Sliding. Okay. Now is a lot more control. This is literally just one bar, eh? Oops, sorry. Okay, now to the next bit, which is the fourth finger there. It's tricky. If I don't put it like 200% perfect, like now, it just doesn't work otherwise. Exactly there. Ooh, that's something. To have the string on my bone. Seriously starts to pain. Moving on. difficult to make it natural. Yeah, I see. To feel like so flowy and so easy. So yeah, cadenza, like it's that change is cutting it off. Yeah. Over here. I should not go with a 1. Make a micro adjustment there. Exactly. But going down, that's why you practice scales, for instance, why you would practice the flow. About there. So like this is more inclusive, the phrasing is longer, it's less, it's not cut. Like 2 moments of pulling back and just releasing. Actually, to practice the musical part is the nicest in a way. It's time again. Poof, I feel it in my back. Yeah, all the hours of teaching and working before that. Let me put here. Oops, sorry, I moved the screen. Why did it move the screen? Relax, okay. So, all right. So let me change the camera in here. Oh, I need to. That's why I started sport really this summer, because I want to stay like many hours, like sitting like this and practicing. Like you're not just sitting on the couch just relaxing, and the back is like it's not in kind of in stress, but it's also not I say it's working, and it's being very helpful actually to do sport and to be fit for those things. Anyways, let's see what's happening in the chat. Let's see. Handle with care. I think we left here with Shell. Yes. Wolf. Handle with care says, in the end, we all fade into dark vacuum of insignificance. Enjoy every moment. might be spending time with your wooden friend. To be here with you is a bonus. You're so sweet, thank you. But yeah, it's very true. I mean, you never know what's coming up in life, really, which surprises come. And one needs to enjoy it and to be kind to other people and try to make your days and other people's days as nice as we can. It's easy to say, right? And then, fortunately, it's not always like this, but yeah, it's a good way of thinking, to a way of living, thinking with this about it. Vinay says, playing aside, how awesome the... yeah, he already mentioned that. Pavan says, hello Merce, I first saw you and known you on YouTube when I watched you play Allegro from the Sonata of Turino a couple of years ago and became an instant fan of you. Yeah, I love this sonata. Actually, I fell in love with this because I heard, like, back then when I was studying, classmate was Florian Leroux, a very, 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 very good French player. And he was playing, and I don't know, he had this elegance and this drive when playing that I was like, I have to play this piece. It is so cool. It's not like this flamenco type of style like everybody thinks Turina is. Actually, if you hear his piano music, it's quite a lot more refined. It's not really... It doesn't... How to say? Even though he uses resguiados, it's not like the dirtiness of flamenco in a positive way. In a positive, like this kind of gypsy type of feel. It's a little bit more... Has a different flair, I find. And he was playing in a way that I never heard anybody playing it. I was like, oh wow, I need also to do that. So cool. But I never got to record the first and second movement. I really want to start now, how to say, with recordings and stuff. It's just like when I have to record, I really need to freeze like 1 week or sometimes 2 to make tests and to, how to say, to figure all out, and the editing and all this. It takes a work. But yeah, I really want to start doing a lot more recordings. Then barbecue, and also Tom says that it's useful to hear when you're doing certain things. Okay, so it's useful to hear my talking during that. So okay, I'll just keep commenting the gameplay. Namu Twingims I don't know how's your Namu Twigim. Just joining the stream, glad to hear the 998. I used this piece a lot to decide on guitar when I was shopping. Yes, cool, indeed. It has really everything. And you can really tell a guitar that's really not fitting your hands. That's a good strategy. Nice, you see? You got a good idea there. JNP Shell says, Merce, how do you position your finger with bar chords without buzzing strings? This is my challenge, having now without physical teacher for more than a year. It's how to say, it's difficult to see how you can get without buzzing. But let's say very, very shortly explain, do not push against you like many YouTube things I have seen recommended. Try to use more the body weight like down, like if somebody's kind of pushing your arm down to the ground, and use the gravity for that, and then your thumb behind just kind of clips onto the fretboard like this. Like imagine you're trying to prevent yourself from falling. Instead of doing that, it's the wrong way of putting pressure, really, because it blocks a lot these fingers, and then the arm also gets kind of in a wrong situation. So try to use that and try to really push the index finger to be super, super straight. So don't leave it halfway. That will be halfway even if it looks straight. Just try to push it way further, and then take it the string in this side that probably you already do. But if there is any other reason why you're buzzing, it's difficult for me now to know it. Maybe just if you have that particular problem, what I could tell you is just book a trial lesson and we can give it a look. Also, I need to see like how your hand behaves, and then maybe I can give you some more tips or some exercise for you to maybe improve it. Let's see. Jack Whale says, what would you say about your guitar, Daniela Chiesa? I don't know, like, yeah, Daniela, it's when I went to Barcelona to first get my concert guitar, Like I tried Bernabé, I tried Plazuelo, I tried the Marines, I tried so many. It's like Sicas, but like in Barcelona. And they have so many type of guitars, and within all the guitars, this one was for me the best of the way it sounded on my hands. And I point out on my hands because every player is different, the way you pluck, the way you press, and to me that's what the one that I projected the most, the one that I liked the most, the sound, the balance, the comfort of the on the fretboard. So it had like I don't know, for the perfect balance for me. So eventually, before my master, I decided to order for him like a custom-made guitar, a bit smaller, with all these little things with my logo in here, which is it's this logo that you can see right in here. So he made it in here, and I don't know. So this kind of details, and this is like the ceiling, all the glass ceiling of the Palace of the Music in Barcelona. It has, if you have ever been there, or if you ever go to Barcelona and you go to it's called the Palace of the Music, so Palau de la Música, like you can see like the crystal, let's say, coming down like this, and it has this draw. Then he made all this. I was like speechless. So yeah, I don't know, what can I say? I really like it, and I guess it's tough for you guys to hear really how it really sounds. Just, I would say the best thing is, in distance, just subscribe to a channel like Sicas. Then you can see, so you can hear so many different guitars. And thing is that every player gives a different sound. So I find interesting for comparing guitars the ones that the same player plays different guitars, and then you can appreciate the subtleties of each instrument. Who else? Mr. Mao Guitar. Hi, good evening from Italy. Is this your edition of the Prelude? No, well, I kind of made my own bows and my own fingerings, and a little bit, let's say, just change some notes, basses, and things like this. I think everybody does a little bit its own arrangement. So, but I started from Hopstock edition because it's I find it the cleanest, and I find the nicest to work with and to make my own. I don't like editions that give me all the fingerings and it was like a clean plate to start. So I really I choose that for this reason. What else? Ilya is saying, you play standard scale only? No, my guitar is a lot smaller. I'm a small person. Like, I think too much sun there in Barcelona, and I didn't grow enough. No, I'm small, so I have small hands. And this guitar is, let's say, my previous Chiesa guitar was 64 centimeters from here to here. I have no idea how it's in inches, really. Like, I'm so lost. Just Google Translate centimeters to inches. And so it was 64, and this one, it's weird because it's 60. So 60. So it's quite a difference, but works for me. Not too small, really, by far not too small. Sometimes I think like, I could go smaller, but then I don't want to compromise in sound, and this one kind of came like perfect. It was like the perfect production of Daniele. And I still get like so much better musicality because I can reach like 4 centimeters more. I was always jumping, and I didn't want to risk tendinitis. I didn't want to risk focal dystonia and things like that for simply the physical facts that I'm not gonna get taller, I'm not gonna get bigger. Well, I could get fatter, but not like my fingers wouldn't grow. So yeah, that wouldn't help really. Somebody says, ethnic, could forgive me please, but could you make your vocal mic a bit louder while practicing, because those gems of instructions you are giving could not be heard properly. I only have this one microphone right in here behind the thing, so this is, it sounds like it needs some oil. I could put this a little bit closer to me like that, maybe it picks up better the thing, but I'm afraid that when I play it it's not clipping, I think, right? Let me double check. I think it's You can guys tell me if it starts to clip and distort the audio, then maybe now it should be better. Maybe. Tell me if the volume is right, and I can raise it a little bit more still. But it's good. Good that you tell me. No problem at all. Actually, I'm happy that you let me know. Pushing your finger. Sorry, Barbecue says pushing your index finger back and forth so that there is more or less overhanging the low string will help if there are dead spots on your index finger. Yeah, that depends on from chord to chord. So yeah, manipulating the high. For instance, before I was practicing this section, right? Like, then here I need to get the A. If I get it like this A here, it's not coming through. So I need also to oddly come out of the fretboard like this. And even though this, let's say it's a bit more uncomfortable than if I was like this, I can still take it and then make the change. So you have always to make compromises, and yes, that's a good tip for sure. Barbecue sauce says I can press down and my joints fret the string properly, but the softer flesh between the joints can't apply enough pressure. Okay, that's sorry, there was a fly. I'm not just there was some tiny little fly here. So maybe, are you sure you're kind of using the side and not too much like the soft part in here? You should be aiming for this part, let's say external part of the finger. So yeah. Ilya says, what's the price for your guitar? So my guitar was about, I don't remember exactly, but was about the 6,000 or 7,000. Yeah, it's actually a bit, around the 7, I think. So yeah, I think in America, like, concert guitars are so expensive. I'm sorry to say, but they inflate the price like incredibly much. Sometimes I've seen makers that here you can get for 7 in Europe, and there it's sold very expensive, like 12, 21. It's insane. So well, I don't know. I guess it's the business how that works. I have no idea, to be honest. JMP Shell, he says, sit on a gym ball, Merce, with your tights at 0 degree. 0 degree? That will build your core muscle and back straight and balance. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Maybe I should do that when I'm in the computer, actually. That's a good idea. So Ednick says the vocal now is so the microphone is good. Perfect. Handle with care says complaints, suggestion for improvement, those first 21st century humans. Okay. Entry price for concert classicals US is around entry price. Wow. Yeah, for here, well, entry price, at least when I first got, let's say, into concert guitars, it was in Spain like about 3, so the half. So I don't know, it's crazy how different countries work, really. I don't know. Barbecue sauce says, I do aim for a slight angle, but there are still soft spots. It's only a minor shift to improve the squishier parts of the finger to a string that is being fretted by another finger. It's only... yeah, I don't know. It's I should really see how that is and how you're adding pressure. Have you let's say 2 questions. Have you built your bar, let's say, technique from smaller bars, or have you just started, let's say, with full barres and just went ahead with it and just find your way to survive with it? If that's the case, maybe you could try to make a progression in there. I think there's a YouTube video of mine with a free PDF with exercises that you can do that might give you, let's say, a bit better hand positioning, because it asks you to do 2 strings bar like this. So your hand is a little bit, let's say, it's rarely you can go that way. So, and follow the video, and I think you should be fine. And then it goes with 3 and 4. And because it's this progression, your hand kind of tends to remain in a better position than maybe if you come from out of nothing. I don't know if you maybe have a different angle, or like it depends. For instance, there are chords that you don't really need the inner strings, so my bar can be slightly curved like that because I'm getting the basses and the top strings, but not barely the middle ones. You could, I don't think it's online, you could look up for, if there is such a thing. I know, for instance, Pavel Steidl is a very, very good guitar player, as a maestro, and he in his master classes he recommends a lot, like different, how to say, bar exercise as well, to press in certain strings every time, so that you get to understand exactly how the finger works, and that you don't use your finger as an entire block that is always the same pressure all the time, but to be able to understand when you press with the tip, with the middle, with a bit lower and a bit lower. And that should improve your technical sensitivity, if one can say it like that, or dexterity to press exactly where you need. And I have the feeling probably you're wasting a lot of power in the wrong direction, but I cannot know how. So give it a look if you find like Pavel Steidl master classes, if maybe they recorded some where he talks about it, because I know he does it very, very often, and maybe you can get also some ideas there. Mr. Mao Guitar says, if I'm not mistaken, you were using slurs in an earlier section of the prelude, some bars before the corona, and I was wondering if they were your choice. Yes, all the slurs that are in here, actually, in the edition that I'm using, there are no slurs whatsoever. But yes, I try to, how to say, bring up this brise style of, let's say, leaving the resonances and leaving all this pedal working. Of each on each bar. Or in each section, let's say. Later on they kind of mix up a little bit more. So yeah, they were my choice. Alright, so I'll do a little bit more practice. It's wow, it's 11:17 for me in here. Last question of Barbecue says, I went straight in with all the strings because the song I wanted to play had Bar Chords. Lol. Can you write me the name? Pavel Starro. No, I know the surname is a bit strange if you cannot read it. I'll write it here in the chat. Pavel Steidl is written like this. Masterclass, otherwise just also use the free PDF if you want to try to work the bar, let's say, progressively. And that should also help cleaning up a little bit the situation. All right, I'll do a little bit of if I happen to find, you're not in the Patron, but otherwise I would have put it in the forum. Anyways, just let me know next days if you found it. All right, let's start. Let's start here, and the time is on. Let's do some Sweat with a Fugue. Let's see. like to do that because like this I see which things need to work, and probably you can see some very shiny green on the score. Those are like my checkpoints, you know, like the video games when you're driving this car, it's like checkpoints. And those are like different places where I kind of stop and practice different things. So now that I know, let's say, where things went a little bit sideways, I'll try to focus on it. And funny enough, a passage that I always find very difficult is this, and it came good. I am obsessed to connect this. Now it's not working before it did. It's just like those things that needs to come perfect. Barbecue says good night, take care, and sleep well. Thank you for joining, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for all the chat. Part. These scales, I really like them to have very smooth. This ugly stretch. And because of the stretch, shouldn't have strange tension. Actually, let me change the camera in here, like before. The double camera, right? On the fly. I always do them on the fly, just when I can practice. Okay, this part is like brutal. It's like, oh my god. You come already for so many bars. Being tortured. Just like, kill me please. This, and then voila. Voila. Oh my god. It's just that part is like, please, oh my god. Let's see. Okay, I need to make several passes, just clean and controlled. Yeah, so sorry. So that I can get the fingers telling and landing in here comfortably. For some reason, it's so hard. And it's not a difficult chord on itself, but where you come from, that's difficult. It throws you off so much. I need to relax here and land it and then rotate. How am I gonna do that? I don't know. I'm just gonna WhatsApp Bach and ask him how he intended that. Yeah, somehow. Sebastian, I hear clipping. Yeah, that's what I told to the guys. If I put a little bit higher, it's gonna clip. It's gonna distort. I will bring just so slightly down, just really slightly. Let's see. Then my voice might be a little bit softer. I can keep this a bit closer. Let's see that. See how that works. Where I was. Yeah, when I play forte, it clips still, I think. You can hold up your guitar so that we can see your device that you used later, please. 1 second. All right. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the stream, just share it with other people. Let's sweat in a large community. Wow. If somebody has played this fugue, we'll know the struggle. I mean, many people, I think everybody I've heard, they just go out like this, and they just simply jump. But I'm obsessed that this chord should be kept here until there, and I really want to keep it, and I don't want to cut it. It's like just too nice to have this consistency in a texture of a fugue, and not to feel the guitar cuts because of technical reasons. But man, they're difficult, and they're very justified, these technical reasons. But I like to play against the impossible somehow. The calibre technique that we are doing in the workshops with the patrons. It's totally like cleaning movement and understanding which axis you move to get it right, because otherwise you never get it right. But it's just a moment. It needs to be good. Exactly. Just a tiny moment. that was there. So that's good news already for the day. Okay, wait, I'm going forward and I don't want to. His inner voice when it comes in is like, it's so cool. Oops. Also about how I go away from this position, from here, and I get back the shape in a way. Because if I don't do it good, then the rest also goes bad. And I need to pull really so much down to make the fourth land without stress as much as possible in this stretch. Oops. I feel my hand like boop 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 boop. Like I feel my heart inside my hand right now. After working this passage for like not that long really, but just long enough for my hand to suffer. Time, no. I think that the real reason why musicians practice like for so many hours is because when you start practicing, you really lose the sense of time, you know. And now that I'm putting these 15-minute breaks, it's really, I don't know, it feels so short. It feels like a minute and a half to me, you know. And I think, because tomorrow I have to wake up very early. Actually, tomorrow I have an unofficial match, tennis. And they've been calling me. Apparently, I practiced well enough, so I'm good enough to be in the official competition. I have a match tomorrow very, very, very early. So, yeah, it's, let's say, half an hour to midnight. So maybe I should not start practicing anymore. Because otherwise I stay until tomorrow. But let's see here in the chat. Let's see who we have. Probably people from Europe are already like disappearing because it's late. Let's see. So yeah, Uniquely Extra. He asked like if like I schedule the streams. When I see how that goes into my life, let's say I might schedule them several ahead of time, so then you can see the time of streaming. Right now I'm just opening the YouTube and go and stream and start when I'm here ready. So I just improvising. But yeah, maybe eventually like I might schedule, I don't know, like the weekly things. I will see. I'll try to schedule as ahead of time as I can. With the workshops with the patrons is easy because we do them regularly, and we have a time for that more or less fits everybody, because we are from everywhere: Europe, America, Australia, and that is easy. So now it's like scheduled until the end of the year. But I like to be organized, really, like that. But with this, I'm like, whatever, just let's see, whatever life brings us. And then it says, I would like to know what's your advice for guitarists with small hands like myself, as I have trouble playing those stretches like Barrio Sueño. Oh yeah, I know that. Where the barre is on the 6 and the tremolo on the 12th fret. Yeah. Like Barrios is one of the composers, actually. Barrios was while playing Barrios, it's during my bachelor time, is also when I realized, because he's such a singing lyrical composer, but also so thick in musical texture, that is how to say, it really exposes that. And I have the same, like my hand is not big. I might have a, let's say, okay, stretch, but it's not big. Like, there are guys who have the little finger longer than my index, so it's like insane. And so I was playing with a guitar 64, and let's say the average is 65 or 64. And I realized also, like, it was really, really impossible. So what, with small hands, sometimes you can trick some fingerings, changing some, let's say, some notes in chords, like harmonics, like kind of play. It gets a bit trickier with the right hand, for instance, but you can do some of these tricks, but until a certain point, because, like, he wrote for guitar, and it's not everything can be, as to say, it can be found as a fingering synonym that actually works, and the final result is as satisfactory. Many times you do, really. For instance, Bach, well, in some, not all the pieces, but in many things, you can find, like, many fingering options. So guitar has this flexibility. So try to be very creative with the fingerings that you choose. Try to hear very much, and how long you keep the chords, the resonances, what you mix. And so if you are very aware of what happens musically, you might be more open to try new fingerings. And eventually, for instance, therefore I liked, and I recommend in one YouTube video, to practice if you practice scales, to practice them in different fingering possibilities, so not always the same shape, because that, when you play pieces, then it opens a little bit your brain to say, like, hey, look, I have this idea. What about if I try this in here and that here instead? And with this, you can come up with solutions. On the other side, like, when the size difference is that big, and just there's no way to reach it, and you cannot put the thumb in there, because you might, I think in Choro da Saudade many people do it, because there's also like an insane stretch. So you play the chord here, and then you play the bass with this thumb like this. So when it is very big, be careful, because you're really, really putting a lot of stress in your hands, and a lot of mental stress that go in there. And I didn't get to that level, really. I was not even aware that could happen. But some people got, like, problems with vocal dystonia because of pushing to unreachable limits. Let's say that there is no reason why you should try to reach something that you might never reach it, just because physically your hand is a bit smaller. So in that case, then you have to see if a smaller guitar, it's considering a smaller guitar, it's for you. And since I did it, like, back when I ordered my guitar, it was like, oh my God, what have you done? And I didn't know anybody who had done something at this extreme, to go on until 60, It's 4 centimeters or 5 centimeters lower than average. So smaller than average. And, well, I'm very happy for this, because it unlocked so much more musicality, so much more better phrasing and expression, and basically being able to play as I would like to, like, at least, let's say, it's not, I don't feel like I play yet as I would like to, but you feel like the door is open. You know what I mean? You just need to work for it. So yeah, think about it really. Virtuoso Drio says, I have a serious problem with descending on my right hand plucking from A to M finger. No pain, more like a nerve issue. Any advice? Yeah, look, you might want to use, it seems very simple, the solution. Let me see if I can get here. If one second, when it's, for instance, it's hot in the summer, like I use these kind of things to put in my arm, right? And to practice. And one second, let me see if the chair is on the way. I had one with, I had one like here. It has extra padding, so this is a lot thicker. You can see that this has like a pillow in here. So this goes on here in this part where you have contact with the guitar, and there is like a very good center for musicians in the, let's say, the city where I was going to school and stuff, and people like with serious musicians problems, like physical problems, they go there, and so sometimes I chatted with them, and they told me like because of the compression of the angle of the guitar here, like, you know, even if you don't really press down, but the fact that you're cutting here the articulations can have some repercussions on the nerves and this kind of feeling. So definitely try using one of these things. I don't know, you just check on some online guitar store or something like this. If I just had this at home and I don't even know how I got it anymore, but in a specialized classical guitar store, I think you just ask for it and they can redirect you. If I find it somehow, I'll just put it in the next chat if you're around. And yep. And there is also something you can put on the guitar, probably I have seen, which is like a little, let's say, wooden piece that goes in here and makes from this angle like a lot rounder. So that can also help, and it sticks. Some guitar makers make this inbuilt with the guitar, and some others you can buy and it sticks with like suction cups. So that's also very, very handy because you can just put it on and off. Then somebody says that's insanely cool. Thank you. Bach, it is insanely cool indeed. Nottingham says microphone is speaking a little for me when you go for forte. Yes. I try to go like super forte. It's just that this part of the puke is like pissing me off. No, I'm joking, but it really asks for some dynamics. Uniquely Extra says, can you hold up your guitar so I can see your device that you use to keep the guitar at that angle? I have an ergo play, but that suction cups won't hold well when I have the guitar so tilted to extreme. Yeah, some ergo plays, they allow until a certain type of, angle indeed. And the ones that have like this big piece that connects in two sides, right? I used the Hidano for a long time, which is like one suction cup in here, and then you just had the thing, and that's it. And sometimes was a bit unstable, and because my guitars, let's say this and the older one, they have all very fine polish, sometimes it would come off, and I don't know, I wouldn't trust it so much. And then because it was metallic, I don't know if I have it here, I don't have it here now. It was metallic, so you could hear sometimes. It was like highly annoying and for recording. So then I found a better option, and this is let's say it has a suction cup in here, and then it has a big suction cup in here, and it's called, you can see it in here, it's called Neck Up. It's actually from America. Like, it took forever to pass customs, so it's just leather, and I think it's sold also for, you know, like country people. I don't know, like the type of advertisement that they make, it's really like also for any genre really. And I find it very nice because it's very subtle. This, you just see a strip, and because it has it here and it has it there, you really have all the margin of the world to put the suction cup over here or really very low, really whenever you anywhere you want. And if it would be very low, like, well, I use it quite high, so, and there is only one suction cup, with the pressure, it tends to come out. So the fact that the other suction cup is all the way here, I find it very, very helpful. And I don't know, like, I've played always, like, for the last years with this, and I never regret it, really. And but I have to say that if you play with ergo play, it feels very solid, and it feels like the support with the guitar doesn't move, and this allows for a lot of movement, which can throw you off if you're not used to it. So, and it is not cheap. I think I paid like 80 or 90 euros for that, for what it is. Let's say I think it was a little bit expensive, but I mean, very worth the money for me because I used it for so long. So it would be like maybe about almost $100 or something. So then we have I'm comparing. So now to Wim, he says, I am comparing what you're doing to my fingers, and it just looks way more difficult than mine. I'm worried I'm taking shortcuts. If you mean like you're playing also the same fugue, yeah, I never choose the fingerings as to for what the easiest fingerings that can get me that note, but I'm trying to get, let's say, the proper articulation for this fugue that is based on all this high motif, right? It has all this where it's always like this. And so if you are to change positions when this resolution happens, then you're kind of cutting off very much the musical direction. So I try not to do that, and because of that, sometimes I need stretches to be able to preserve that, and not to jump to another position and put an accent that shouldn't be there. So that could be maybe the reason, or one of the reasons. Somebody says, just a monkey. Says, you don't sleep, do you? No, I don't. I live from coffee alone. Next says, sadly, I have to go. Thanks, Merce. Good night, everybody. Good night and sleep well. Thank you for joining, and maybe see you next days. Uniquely Extra says, does it help by holding the guitar at an angle as you do for stretching the fingers more easily across the frets? To me, it does help. For me, I found that the angle that I use, it's a perfect between not too much and not too flat, so not too high and not too flat. Because if I go too flat, I feel like I need to go that way already for positions that when I go the guitar like more in diagonal, I can reach very easily. Because if your hand is like chilling like this, you put your hand like that, it naturally comes a little bit that direction. So I try to find what's the most natural and ergonomic for me, and that's how I work. Maybe somebody else like puts the hand and naturally like you twist more in here. But so I try to optimize all these movements, and that's how I came to this position. And and that makes it easy for me to be in the first position. Then I need to move my arm a bit. But if the arm, let's say the guitar is over there because it's very flat, then I have this. And so because having a small hand, I always had to stretch a lot more than maybe a person with long fingers. Then those little bends and twisting their, let's say, cutting the articulation like this, make a huge difference. And actually, even though of the physical effort, I never, ever, ever had tendinitis. So I think, let's say, the approach works for me. And you can try to play more at an angle, but it has to have a reason, I think, and it has to have a purpose for what you use. I don't say it's better or worse, really. Says, Merce, do you memorize right hand fingerings, or do you rely on it just to do the right thing? sometimes I do think, let's say, I do have to be aware of what finger starts a sequence, but I don't memorize finger per finger. So, for instance, if I start a scale and there are some crosses and I know I need to start with index, then I will remember that I start with index, and then my motoric memory will go for it. So, and if sometimes very tricky, let's say, small, short combinations, then you need to work on it, and then you work it slowly and you kind of build that fingering that works, that maybe feels odd at the beginning, until muscle memory just takes it, and then you can, as you say, just rely on it. But the vast majority of time I tend to, how to say, I think I have a good right hand, and I can do crosses and some things quite comfortably, so I tend to think about it a bit less, I think, than the left, probably. And each person is good in one hand or the other, so I think mine is the right hand, I think. Sebastian says the suction cups always came off the guitar. I know that's a struggle, but if you have fine polish, it's really hard. Actually, my previous guitar, I had to put like this sticker, and I was like, when I put it, I was like, oh my god, no, I don't want to put it, because you feel like blasphemy. But eventually was the only way to be able to play. And with a footstool, my back hurts really, really bad, like after 10 minutes. And so yeah, and actually for this guitar, I asked to the guitar maker to put just a little bit more polish in that area of the suction cups, and it always holds perfectly. So I think if it's a little bit more sealed, so it doesn't transpire as much, the wood, then you're okay. But if it's very fine, the polish, then it's like it's unescapable that it falls. Alex Yáñez says, saludos desde Monterrey, México. Me encantan tus vídeos y que me han ayudado a mejorar. Thank you, Alex. I'm happy, and muchas gracias. Happy to help. Miquel says, in Catalan, thank you, Merce. And sorry for the beginning. Oh my god, the piece of because he thought that it was Vasiliev and not Andrew Shields. No worries, Miquel. All good, all good. Good night and sleep well. Bonne nuit. And Danik says, thank you for that advice on stretches. I thought I should give up playing because I could not reach those stretches, but you've given me hope. Thank you for being merciful and adding fun to life. All right. Happy to help. I think you shouldn't lose hope. There's always a way if you have a will. And Unique Extra says, thank you for answering all my questions and clear demonstration. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You're very, very welcome. I think, guys, it's been 3 hours. Wow, not too bad. We will call it a day, and there's a little fly here saying also hello or something. So we'll call it a day, and I think I'll close the stream. And probably you can expect maybe tomorrow evening if I have a lot of lessons to give, but if I have a bit of time, I will be online as well. So I wish you all a very good day, if you still have a day in front of you, and a good night, who those like me should be sleeping already. Thank you for joining, and thank you for coming, and see you very soon. Bye-bye.